Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Ballabha Girivadhari Gopijana Ballabha Thank you. Om Jnana Timirandasya Yanandana Shalakaya Dashurum Militam Dena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Shvapadam Tikam Narayanam namaskritya naram chaivo narottamam devim sarasvatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayat Shrinvatam smakata Krishna punashravana kirtanam ridyantastoya badrahani vidunuti suritsatam nasta prayesva badreshu nitam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttamas loke bhaktir bhavati naistiki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto, 16th chapter, the Payovrata process of worship. And the text is 9. Is it 9? Okay. Yat.
Yat.
Pujaya.
Pujaya.
Kama.
Kama.
Dughan.
Dughan.
Yati.
Yati.
Lokan.
Lokan.
Grihanvitaha.
Vihamvitaha.
Brahmano.
Brahmano.
Agnis.
Agnis.
Cha.
Cha.
Vahi.
Vahi.
Vishnu.
Vishnu.
Sarva.
Sarva.
Devatmano.
Devatmano.
Mukham.
Mukham.
Yat Pujaya Kamadugan.
Yat Pujaya Kamadugan.
Yati Lokan Grihanvitaha.
Yati Lokan Grihanvitaha.
Brahmanognis Chavai Vishnu.
Brahmanognis Chavai Vishnu.
Sarva Devatmano Mukham.
Sarva Devatmano Mukham.
Yat Pujaya Kamadugan.
Yat Pujaya Kamadugan.
Yati Lokan Grihanvitaha.
Yati Lokan Grihanvitaha.
Brahmanognis Chavai Vishnu.
Brahmanognis Chavai Vishnu.
Sarva Devatmano Mukham.
Sarva Devatmano Mukham.
Yat Pujaya Kamadugan.
Yat Pujaya Kamadugan.
Yati Lokan Grihanvitaha.
Yati Lokan Grihanvitaha.
Brahmanognis Chavai Vishnu.
Brahmanognis Chavai Vishnu.
Sarva Devatmano Mukham.
Sarva Devatmano Mukham.
Yat Pujaya Kamadugan.
Yat Pujaya Kamadugan.
Yati Lokan Vihanvitaha.
Yati Lokan Grihanvitaha.
Brahmanognis Chavai Vishnu.
Brahmanognis Chavai Vishnu.
Sarvadevatmano Mukham.
Sarva Devatmano Mukham.
Anybody else?
Yat Pujaya Kamadugan.
Yat
Pujaya Kamadugan.
Yati Lokan Grihanvita.
Yati Lokan Grihanvitaha.
Brahmanognis Chavai Vishnu.
Brahmanognis Chavai Vishnu.
Sarva Devatmano Mukham.
Sarva Devatmano Mukham.
Ladies?
Yat Pujaya Kamadugan.
Yat Pujaya Kamadugan.
Yati Loka Grihanvitaha.
Yati Lokan Grihanvitaha.
Brahmanognis Chavai Vishnu.
Brahmanognis Chavai Vishnu.
Sarva Devatmano Mukham.
Sarva Devatmano Mukham.
Yat Pujaya.
Yat Pujaya.
By worshipping the fire and the Brahmanas.
By worshipping the fire and Brahmanas.
Kamadugan.
Kamadugan.
Which fulfill one's desires. Sorry. Yati.
Yati.
One goes. Lokan.
Lokan.
To the destination of the higher planetary systems. Griya Ambitaha. A person attached to household life. Brahmana. The Brahmanas. Agni Cha. And the fire. Vai. Indeed. Vishnu. O Lord Vishnu. Sarvadevatmana. The soul of all the demigods. Mukham. The mouth. Translation. By worshipping the fire and the Brahmanas, a householder can achieve the desired goal of residing in the higher planets. For the sacrificial fire and the Brahmanas are to be considered the mouth of Lord Vishnu, who is the supersoul of all the demigods. Thank you. Purport. If I misspelled something, English is not my mother language. I try my best, but I may say something funny. And so Maharaj can correct. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. According to the Vedic system, a fire sacrifice is held in order to offer oblation of ghee, grains, fruits, flowers, and so on, so that Lord Vishnu may eat and be satisfied. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yume bhakta prayachati tadaham bhakti uparitam ashnami prayatatmana. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, fruit, or water, I will accept it. Therefore, all these items may be offered in the sacrificial fire, and Lord Vishnu will be satisfied. Similarly, Brahmana Bhojana, feeding of the Brahmanas, is also recommended, for when the Brahmanas eat sumptuous remnants of food after yajna, this is another way that Lord Vishnu himself eats. Therefore, the Vedic principles recommend that in every festival or ceremony, one offer oblations to the fire and give sumptuous food for the Brahmanas to eat. By such activities, a householder may be elevated to the heavenly planets and similar places in the higher planetary systems. By worshipping the fire and the Brahmanas, a householder can achieve the desired goal of residing in the higher planets. For the sacrificial fire and the Brahmanas are to be considered the mouth of Lord Vishnu, who is the supersoul of all the demigods. Mukham karoti vachalam pangurlangayate girim yakripa tamaham bande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Mishwaram. Of course, here is the Payovrata ceremony chapter, and Kasyapa Muni will cleverly engage his wife in devotional service on the pretext of helping the Devas, their sons. But ultimately his goal is to engage her in devotional service. Anyhow, commenting on this particular verse, Srila Prabhupada's purport is concentrating on going to the higher planetary systems, how the householders are generally, almost all of them, especially in previous ages. Now higher planetary system means going to Sardinia, going to Nice, going to the Côte d'Azur, right? These are the higher planetary systems for Kali Yuga. In other ages, they could move, get better bodies, and move to higher planets. But this is not advisable. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadantya vipashitaha vidavadarata parta nanyadastiti vadinaha kamatmanas varga param janma karma phala prada janma karma Kriya Vishesha Baulam Bhoga Ishvarya Gatim Prati. That's another verse. Okay? So he says that people with no knowledge, they are attracted by this flowery language of the Vedas, you know. The Vedas can be like a big supermarket of sense gratification. You go into the Vedas, oh, so many sacrifices. It's just like when you go into a big, good supermarket, come on, you know, with a lot of things, all good stuff. Let's say a bio vegetarian supermarket, you know, with a lot of things, and not only things to eat, but toys, things that, you know, technology, whatever, you know, oh, wow. So the Vedas can become like that, and this flowery language of the Vedas is attractive because it promises you, oh, you can have a better body, a fantastic material body. Not like this body, you know, on earth, you know, Martyalokam Vishanti, you know, is the place of death. No, you can have a body that lasts for long, 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 long time. And it doesn't grow old. It doesn't grow old. You can take intoxication and don't feel bad, but feel better with the somaras, you know. It's not that they're all drug addicts in the higher planets. You got some dope, you know. It's just no. Somarasa is a wonderful beverage. It's intoxication, but it enhances the body's health. So, and you don't go stone, you know. What is the? Are you driving this Vimana today, you know? Laugh, please. You know, oh, you took too much Somaras. You know, you're driving the Vimana. We may have an accident or something. You know, the airplane, the celestial airplane, the Vimana. So it promises that, and people are attracted. Also, there are so many different planets. There are Bila Svarga, Bhoma Svarga, and Divya Svarga. So many paradises. Types of paradise. So, you know, one becomes enamored by that, and he wants a better birth, you know, an elevation to these planets. But and they remain entrapped in the idea of sense gratification. Karmatmakayena sarira bandha. But this will not last. It will not last. But not only will not last from the material point of view, and they'll become very, very disturbed. It is said that when their pious activities are exhausted and they have to fall from the heavens, the demons are there with the open mouth. Yeah, waiting. Oh, come on, that's Sunday feast, you know. They're coming down, and sometimes they eat them, you know. Then they have to be reborn. Sometimes they go into grains and they take other birth. You know, their punya is finished. Their pious activities are gone, and they'll have to take again a lower birth. It's terrible. It's actually a condemnation. So someone who is intelligent, Yavanartha udapane sarvata samplutodake tavan sarvesu vedesu Brahmanas SB.8.16.9. One who understands the real purpose of the Vedas, understands that, oh, everything that can be offered in this huge supermarket, I can get by becoming Krishna conscious. And more and more and more, and something inconceivably better. Inconceivably better. Because it is said in that verse that whatever you can get on a small pond of water, you get in a big reservoir of water, like the ocean. You know, it's like, or a big lake. You know, it's just, so why you go and look for these things? Vishnu is the super soul of all the devas. And he's saying in the Bhagavad Gita that don't go to the deva, don't try to become a deva, don't go to the higher planets. It's not good. And the problem is that there are so many narrations of the higher planets. And we hear about, and we become enthralled, you know how you say, attracted, you know? We become attracted. Oh, these things are happening in the higher planets. I remember once in Calcutta, I used to go and preach, and I went into a house in Kalaka Street, in the street of Calcutta. I had to see someone, make him a member. So I go in, and it was full of leaves, mango leaves, small, you know. And there were 3 or 4 big fat Brahmanas, you know. I mean, not this, probably, with big mustaches, you know, lying down like this. And I said, where is Mr. I think his name was Caparia or something, I don't remember exactly. He said, where is he? He said, he's, Upper. I said, what's going on here? It was full of leaves. He said, we just had Yajagya to go to heaven. You know, he wants his, he said, 11,000 names of Shiva on 11,000 leaves, mango leaves, they had written. He said, it took us 2 days, and they were all, you know, they were lying down, you know, sweaty, and like this. So they hear, you know, because their grandfather has said that, and we have read that, and I want to see again my, that's also the principle of the Pitri, you know, to go to a Pinda. And they always say, oh, it looks like great-grandfather doesn't look like he's reborn. You know, they all think it's like this, to get everyone again in the family. Keep the family. That's why the Griamedis are most condemned, because, you know, it's just they want an eternal family. They don't want to ever leave the family. They want to see again the grandfather, the father, the nonna, the whatever you say, the nonna, you know, everything, you know, is material attachment to the highest degree. Therefore, Krishna says, Bhogaishvarya prasaktanam tayaparita chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadona vidiyate. If one is too attached in this way, the determination to become a devotee doesn't manifest. So, in one sense, we are very fortunate because we are born in Kali Yuga. It is said that the Devas, where does it say that? Yeah, in the 5th canto, yeah. The Devas pray to be born in Kali Yuga because, you know, very quickly one can become a devotee. Why? Because sense gratification in Kali Yuga. Achena, n'est pas du sense gratification, you know what you say here. There is no sense gratification in Kali Yuga. It's ludicrous. When you see people trying to gratify their senses, you know, it's actually ridiculous, you know. Prabhupada said, it's like Dilli Kaladu, you know, the Ladu of Delhi. You know Dilli Kaladu? Prabhupada once, you know, he mentioned that there is a very nice sweet, it's called the Ladu of Delhi, you know, Dilli Kaladu. Dilli Kaladu. And it's very good. So, but if you get it, whether if you have it or not have it, you will lament. Why? Because if you have it, you eat it. It's just you eat 1, 2, you know. I mean, they're quite substantial, you know. 2. But then, you know, how many can you eat? You're gonna suicide on Ladu, you know, if you eat more than, you know. So, you know, you can eat more than that. And so after you've done, oh, I would like to taste more, but you can't. So you lament. And if you don't have it, you say, oh, I would like to have a Dilli Kaladu. Why? He has it or she has it, I don't have it, you know, like that. So you lament whether you get it or you don't get it. So Prabhupada said sex life is like this. Like the Ladu of Delhi, Delhi Kaladu, you know, don't look for that. What is that verse? An intelligent, okay. Sorry, no, Narada Muni, first canto, 5th chapter. Okay. Okay, maybe you'll come when the DDs open up. Maybe I get some inspiration. Tasyaiva eto prayate takovido nalabhyate tat pramatam bharyada talabhyate dukkhavan annata sukham kalena sarvatra gabira ramasa shikirada parisishvara kijai kalena sarvatra gabira ramasa. Said one should strive for something that is not even obtainable in Brahmaloka. You know, that's what Narada Muni said. Not even in Brahmaloka. And in Brahmaloka, the sense gratification of the higher planets, there, from their perspective, looks ridiculous. In Brahmaloka, there are kalpa vrikshas. They are not like Vaikuntha's kalpa vrikshas, but they are kalpa vrikshas. There is Brahma, you live as long as the universe lives. Devas, they live a short span of life compared, there are 70, 14 Manus in one day of Brahma, 14 Manus, 14 Indras, 14 Suryas, 14, they change in one day. Brahma lives, but even in Brahmaloka you can't get this. You don't get it even in Brahmaloka. Talabhyate dukkhav anyata sukham kalena sarvatra gabira ramasa. So why to go and look for happiness? Don't look for happiness. That is the principle of sense gratification. I try to find happiness. I try to be happy. Don't do that. Happiness, material happiness will come just like miseries will come. Who's looking for miseries? Nobody. But miseries come. Sufferings. So the same way, some happiness, some, joy will come, material joy, but you have to tolerate them. Matras prashastu kanta yasitoshna sukhalu. You tolerate them, that's it. And then go back home, back to Krishna. Go back home, back to the spiritual world, where Krishna is waiting for us. Krishna is waiting for us. It's inconceivable, but it is said that Krishna feels a little pain that these parts of him, these souls, have left, his association. Not that he's there scratching his head, oh, where is John Coltrane or whatever it is, or Francois Lemon, he's not scratching. He's having his Rasa Lila in all ecstasy. But he can be. We can't do that because we are not Krishna. But he can be existing simultaneously in different states of mind. Let's say state of consciousness, and he can be in the rasa dance at the same time in Vaikura, and at the same time feel compassion and pain for these stupid souls that have left his association. So that is a wonderful nature, and for that reason he calms himself. He sends his devotees, sends the shastras. He comes in the form of the holy name. As I said before, in Kali Yuga is an ocean of fault, but it's a great fortune if we see it as a great fortune, just like an intelligent devotee sees even disease, even, the perspective of death as a good opportunity. Oh, being in this situation, I cannot really look for sense gratification. I cannot really, even the thought would be, absurd in a situation like this. So he thanks Krishna for that, so that he can concentrate on him. Of course, the prayer is always, even King Kulashekara prays like this: Krishna Tadiya Padapankaja Pancharandam Adhyaiva Visatutnamana Sarajaham. So please, he is very courageous. He said, let me die now before I become cuckoo, before I, the components of the body become, topsy-turvy, mixed up, and I can't even chant or think of you or like that, So it's not that we are praying for misery, over and above, look how advanced is the devotee. He's really praying to get a cancer today, It's not, don't get into this kind of competitions, We are not praying for that. But so we pray Krishna that we may be able to remember him, or even more than that, that he will remember us, and help us at that moment. So, but if something comes, it's not that we become desperate. We shouldn't be desperate. We should think, okay, it's an opportunity. I still can think of Krishna. I haven't done anything so crazy or such big offenses that, I am dancing in a discotheque, with whatever, techno music, and, full of drugs or whatever it is, I am, or doing something else, there's a long list that one could be doing stupid things, but I'm still able or capable of having the association of devotees, or think of Krishna and be reminded of Krishna. It's an opportunity. Let me take it and finish with this material life. Give it, the word, how do you say in French when the movie ends? La fin. La fin. La fin. La fin. The end. Okay? It's over. And those on the heavenly planets, we should feel compassion for them in one sense. Okay? I mean, without becoming proud, of course. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So thank you so much. Are there any questions or comments? And feed the good Brahmanas. Hot prasadam.
Make sure you feed them hot prasadam. I've already brought it up to the man. Today there will be hot prasadam.
Okay, great.
So Mananda Prabhu you're going to talk to Jiva Prana, isn't it? Pardon? Okay. Yeah, make sure they get what they want, okay?
No, I
Got to
mean,
feed the good Brahmins.
we're not Brahmins.
It says it right there in the verse. When the Brahmins eat sumptuous remnants of food after yajna, this is another way that Lord Vishnu himself eats.
Yeah. But I'm a Brahma Bandhu.
Brahma Bandhu.
No, not even. I wasn't born in a Brahman family.
We were friends with many Brahmins.
We in that sense we were friends of some Brahmanas, but in that sense, but not born in a Brahman family. Are there any questions or comments? Thank you so much. I can see you taking a lot of notes, eh? Look at this.
Oh yeah, he's very
Look at that.
serious boy.
And really, wow. Now, don't be shy. Hare Krishna. Okay, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for tolerating me. Jai. Hare Krishna.
Haribo.